there, it's Melanie Folks Mays from Eden Mays HR Consulting. HR Consulting to keep you out of trouble and delivering your passion. So here I am back again to have a bit more of a chat with you around motivating your staff. And I want to talk to you today about motivating your staff because it's such an important and vital thing to do. And so I've spoken about, how you build relationships with your staff, but then there's the next bit that comes along, which is around how you motivate them to do their job, well, not just do their job, but do it with excellence and progress within your organisation, how you motivate them to want to do more, to be more. And yes, some people are just naturally motivated, but also everybody has things that motivate them. So for example, I have loved the gym and running and sports my entire life. So I played netball, rugby, basketball. I ran cross country when I was at school, and I've always done that. When I started uni, the one kind of extracurricular activity that my parents made sure they paid for was for me to have gym membership, and so I did, and so I had that. And I was really lucky because I went to university in Kingston along the Thames, so I could run along there, and it was beautiful. So I have always loved fitness, and so over the time I have had lots of friends who've trained with me, and generally speaking, apart from two people, they always fall off. So normally what happens is they train because they want to lose weight or get in shape for a particular thing, so a wedding, a birthday party, a special event, or get back into shape after they've had children, or something like that, build their muscle mass. It can be anything, but generally speaking, they get to the point and then they don't continue it, and then maybe 6 months or 12 months down the line, the cycle starts again. Now, the only people who've started training with me is my husband, who's one, and a good mate of mine called Emma, who I love to run with. Unfortunately, she's moved to Dublin now, so it's a bit more difficult. But the reason why it stuck with them was because they also always did stuff, and they also enjoyed it. So there's a motivation in the fact that when you exercise, you get all those endorphins and you love it. And I always tell people I'm totally addicted to exercise, and if I haven't run or done some form of exercise for a week, I can feel it. I can feel that I'm not my lovely, my usual bright bubbly self, and it's harder to wake up in the morning and all of those things. So it motivates me. The endorphins motivate me. I don't need to stand on a scale for it to motivate me. I don't need to go to shop and pick up a particular size clothes and it zip up, and then I go, oh, I'm doing really well, so that's great. For me, the thing that I like doing is I like doing it. I like the endorphins I get from it. I like the high that I feel from it. And yes, the benefits are health and the benefits are fitness, and I have two small children, so being able to run around after them is always good. But I enjoy it. It's my thing. It's my hobby. I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I want to. And the same thing definitely applies when it comes to motivating your staff. You want them to do it because they want to, not because they have to. So you want them to come to work and be happy. I always say to managers when I'm working with them, you have amazing staff who do fantastic things outside of the office, the office building, outside in a 9 to 5, and they run scout camps, and they have, and they counsel, young children or women or men or whatever. They get involved in all these things. They play sports. They're in like semi-professional football teams, and they have awards and all of that great stuff. And then they come to work and like this. So the point is, there are things that motivate them, and you need to understand what motivates them and try to provide that right environment for those staff, so that they'll be motivated and they'll be just as happy and just as bubbly when they come into work as they are when they leave work and go to do the extracurricular things that they like to do. So I'm going to do a few of these videos, and I'm basically going to talk each day about a thing that you can do. So today, the thing that I want to talk about that you can do is around giving back. Now, I've worked with a lot of organisations, and normally whenever they've been massive changes, change of management structure, changing the way things have happened. They've been to be transferred from another organisation, so then they're being harmonised into this new organisation. We always do a cultural piece, so not just about isn't the office lovely and shiny and look at this great new tech you get, but also what are the things that you like and what are the things that you don't like, to work out what it is. Now, one of the things I've always found interesting is every single time I've done this, people have always talked about giving back. They've always talked about what you do for the community. They've always talked about how they can raise funds for something, how they can do things like that. And actually this works really well, especially for a small business, because there's not a huge outlay and your staff are motivated to do it. They will do that, and actually that's something great for you from a point of view of morale, but also from a point of view of marketing your business. So, for example, the different ways that you can give back, and I'm just going to give you a little smorgasbord of things that you can do is, and one of the things you can do is you can give your staff time to volunteer. So in my time, I have done employability training at secondary schools. I have gone into primary schools like for an hour, for an hour, one lunchtime a week, and read with like 2 or 3 children whose parents don't really read to them at home, or for whom English isn't their first language, and things like that. I've done that. We've done, rubbish picks. We've done I've done, kind of renovation of a community building that needed help. So I've gone in and spent a day or whatever doing that. And all of those kind of things are really great. And then obviously that's really great because you're physically doing something, you're making an impression, you're doing something, you're putting a footprint onto your local area. Other kind of things, sorry my notes are here, other kind of things is that you have a nominated charity. So maybe every year your staff pick a charity, and that's a charity that you support, and therefore you do different things. So you might do a bake-off, you might do when you do your Christmas jumper day, you might do a wear your pyjamas to work day, sponsored runs, cycles, triathlons, all those kind of things. And if it's a larger charity, then you might end up, they might give you a couple of places for the marathon or something, and you can do a lottery for your staff. So you can do that kind of stuff. So you have a nominated charity that the staff have voted for, and then all of your kind of endeavours is to raise money for that charity for that year, and you can vote on it every year to make it fun. And then the other thing, which I kind of touched on when I talked about doing stuff in the community, is around that sharing skills. So as I talked about, going into a school and doing employability training for a school, but also did things like a bit like a Dragon's Den type stuff. So you had, again, students from a local school, they all had their ideas, they got to come in and they got to pitch it, they got to but before they did that, actually what happened was, over a week they came in, they were put in their teams, they looked at project management and how that worked, they got training on how to present and do proposals, which is just excellent and vital for them interviewing for jobs in the future, interviewing to go to university, all of that great stuff. And so, and they spent time in different departments to see how like HR works, marketing works, etc., etc. So they had the opportunity to do those kind of things, and at the end of it, they did these presentations, and then the best team won a prize. So that kind of stuff is really, you're teaching some skills. So you're developing some young people, and who knows, there might be some future employees. So you're doing that, and again, you're giving back, and you're working in a wonderful way. So those are some of the ways that you can do that. So I think that even as a small business, it doesn't take a huge investment. It takes a little bit of time, perhaps, but it's definitely something that's possible to do. And with the right planning, not only does it make your staff more motivated, but it also builds your brand within the community, which is always a useful thing. I hope you have found that useful. And remember, if you've enjoyed this content and the other content that we keep sharing on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it to the people that you think would be interested. We like to just have a huge community of people just sharing their thoughts, letting us know what other great stuff they want us to talk to them about. So definitely do that. And we will see you again real soon. Take care now. Bye.